When you don't see the results and feel like giving up, remember that the last thing to grow on a tree is its roots. And this is an old saying that I really like that reminds us of the power of perseverance, even when the results that we're looking for are not visible yet. It's easy to get frustrated or to perhaps go back to our old ways of living our lives. But this is a message for you today to stay on track, to don't forget your plans, don't forget what you had set for yourself. And remember to also have patience with yourself, with your internal work. Things on the external takes longer to manifest when we are doing, internal work, we're changing things on ourselves. And just like the old saying reminds us, the better, the more nutritious, more delicious parts of what a tree can produce is the last thing to grow. Hey guys, I'm Diego. I make videos on personal development for gay men. If this is something you are into, please subscribe and like the content of this video so you get notified of my future videos. Today I want to talk about the power of perseverance to achieve success, whatever success looks like for you. And success will look different for everyone. And we have different priorities, different values, different goals. But regardless, there's one key thing that is constant in all of it that we want to achieve in our lives, which is perseverance, which is not giving up, not going back into old patterns, and staying the course of what we had set for ourselves and believing that you will succeed. And the reality is that most people are not really chasing success, and most people are just living on autopilot and living on the hamster wheel of like living to pay the bills and to survive. But hopefully, if you're watching this video, you're not one of them anymore. Like, I'm not anymore, but I used to be as well. And so, regardless of the transformation or success that we are looking for in our lives, it will demand patience. It will demand flexibility. It will demand self-trust and self-confidence that you are able to push forward and keep moving on. Because as I was saying in the beginning, the results, they don't come immediately, and they are the last thing to come into our lives. And most successful people, they failed so many times until they achieve success. Every entrepreneur, every like successful people, like musicians and people with like abilities that they developed for many years, and sometimes we only see the results of that hard work. When we see a musician perform, a musician that you really like, an artist, we normally don't see how hard they worked and how much effort and they put into that, how many times they thought about giving up, how many times they had to pick up themselves from from the ground, from failure, and start again. But every time we come back up from failure and we try again, we start something new, we come with a bit more experience, and we hopefully we learn something from that now we're gonna do differently. So when you're facing challenges and you're not seeing the results of something you are hoping to achieve in your life, don't get discouraged. And at those moments, it's very important to remind ourselves that we are capable of what we set up for ourselves, and that we are learning in the process, that we are developing new skills that perhaps you didn't have before. And when the time is right, you'll see all these different parts, all these different elements coming together, to create the results and that you're looking for into your life. I know that might be challenging for some of us in the queer community. We tend to be very results oriented and very competitive, and sometimes we compare ourselves to other people in our lives, to friends, other people in general in our community. And we could sometimes think that we are late, that the others are ahead of us in something. But the reality is that each of us are on a unique path, and as I said at the beginning, success looks different for each of us, each one of us. And it's important to persevere and to know what is important to you. And if you could leave this video with one thing today, is that success takes time, and it can be hard work sometimes, and we gotta develop trust in ourselves, and we gotta remember that we're learning something new with each failure on the process. As we get back up and we try again, and we try differently, and we try a little bit wiser. Everything that takes us from a level of consciousness, from a level of personal development to the next level, is gonna take time, effort, and patience, and perseverance from ourselves. But the results do pay off. And I believe in you. I know you can do it. I hope you believe in yourself too. And let me know in the comments if that made sense to you, and what you're facing in your life right now. And I hope to see you again very soon. Have a good day. Bye bye.